So we have at the bottom of the group, not necessarily the top, but number 15, the Devil card. And I just want to make sure that you can see all these. Then we have another major arcana, number 10, the Destiny, which of course is the Wheel of Fortune, which doesn't necessarily come out that often. And that is indicative of the type of changes that we are going through and experiencing right now. This is a very succinct card to come out at these times of change. Then you have number 5, the 5 of Wands. John Holland, because this is his deck, he calls it obstacles and challenges. And then you have the 4 of Wands, which he calls foundation and achievements. So I feel as if we could almost split the reading into 2 subgroups. It's these 2 and these 2, if you like, although they haven't come out right next to each other. These 2 would go more hand in hand in saying there's a little bit of not necessarily glitch energy, but something that is causing a disturbance or a realization in the background that things need to change before we can cross the bridge and move over. Whereas these 2 are creating change at a different level. And if we see this one here, she holds her heart she holds her hand quite firmly on her heart, and she has this emanating glow coming from underneath, from the base chakra and all the way up to the crown chakra, as if she has understanding or lighting some form of evolution or destiny, which is what the Wheel of Fortune is about. So coming back to the Devil with the Temptation card, this card can often turn up if you are in a place of temptation. And it could be anything, because this is a general reading, it will be very personal as to where this resonates in your particular life. So the Devil often comes in at times when we are slightly out of balance or out of kilter. And this could mean in terms of dietary or drug related, such as alcohol or prescription drugs or even illegal drugs. It can be food and diet or exercise. It can be addictions to do with love or romance or workaholic, exerciseaholic. It can also be in terms of out of kilter relationships. So sometimes when there is an obsession going on, it might be that you could be obsessed with something or someone else is obsessed with you, and it creates this unhealthy balance. This can turn up when there are relationships around where there is an unfairness or an unhealthiness that is also within it. And this can be at times of abuse, so it can signal someone is being abused within a relationship. Because of this card right next to it, the Destiny, the Wheel of Fortune, it gives me the feeling that there is this really open door moment or portal in time where you might be able to free yourself from any previous obligations or obsessions or karmic issues that have been trapping you in the feeling of these devil or temptation energies. I've told most of everyone else I've done the readings for that as these planets of big alignment came in the sign of Capricorn, they seemed to have come with them a really intense ability to move, shift and shake karmic issues around. And some of the karma, if it's been around for a long time and if underneath work is being done to clear it, there's an opportunity where the doors will open and you can be freed to a certain level of some karmic influences that may have been going on in your life. Now, sometimes these are representative of family karmic issues, so family lineage, DNA issues. These can be lightened or lessened, and for some they could be released altogether. And these things can relate to health issues. They can relate to mental health issues. They can relate to what some people would term curses, although that's just a very, general word. So there's a lot of opportunity here for karma to be put to bed. I don't know if that's quite the right term to use, but this freeing up. And this Wheel of Fortune is the karma, destiny wheel of the slow evolution or cycle of things turning over. So I think for some of you there is a break coming, or a freedom, or a lifting, or a release of something that may have been very karmic. Now the other thing too is that this may have been past life karma issues. So it not even necessarily is really in your face in this lifetime. It might be something that has been simmering away or has just been attached to the soul. And the soul can sometimes feel very heavy because of this. It can feel like it's dragging something around, but you can't pinpoint it. So some of these may be lifted as well, because it's like a big engine. You imagine yourself on a cruise ship, and you're a passenger, and you're sitting on the top deck, and you're looking out at the sea as you're traveling through the oceans, and you're thinking, wow, this is amazing, this is fantastic. But all the work and effort that's going on behind the scene on this giant cruise ship, with all the people involved and all the different gears and changes and shifts and energy and fuel and action and activity, layers and layers upon layers, you're oblivious to. But if it wasn't all happening, you wouldn't be sitting on the top deck of the cruise liner looking out at the beautiful vista. So that's what I'm trying to talk about when I'm referring to all these layers of karmic work that may have been happening through your soul's journey that you might not necessarily have been aware of, but some of which could be being freed. So these times at the moment could, for some of you, create great feelings or portals or moments of euphoria or bliss or higher understanding or awareness or connection or just freedom. So feel into that yourself, meditate with it, spend time contemplating it, and see what comes up for you. But the destiny wheel, they're linked in together. That's the message I'm getting for those two in particular. The destiny wheel can also be about, just in coming back to this lifetime, a change of options, a change of directions, and this can possibly be around career choice, partnership choices, homes, places you live in, countries you live in, philosophies, viewpoints, financial status. But it's a slow turning wheel because it is the wheel of destiny. It doesn't all happen overnight. So when it turns up, this is the beginning of the shift of change. So I still think it's a fantastic card to get in a reading. And if you think these first three cards, 5, 10, 15, if we reverse it, we're going up in jumps, but they're all related to the 5 anyhow, so they all have a 5 in them. So 5 might be relevant to you for some reason as well if you ponder upon it. We come to the 5 of Wands and we have the obstacles and challenges. Again, this is temporary. He can easily work out what he needs to do to cross the bridge. But when he comes to this challenge, he has to apply some sort of method or intelligence or concept or thought or plan into place. So this is the Wands, and this can often be associated with career or creative resources or forces. So some of you may find a temporary block or glitch or something that prevents you from moving forward at this time. This might be a timing card, so it might represent 5 days or weeks or even months in terms of what needs to happen before change can take place. It also often represents 5 people. And even though it's a Wands, communication can be very important at this time, in as much that communication using the right words and interacting with others can help create the missing link for this bridge so that you can move forward. So think again about what that could mean for you in particular. We come to this last one that popped out, and this is the 4 of Wands. It is happy homes, and this is foundations and achievements. So oftentimes this card is referring to extended families. Sometimes you move in with an extended family, or they move in with you, or you create a new blended or extended family. This can be also attending things like weddings or happy ceremonies, birthday celebrations, wedding anniversaries, engagement parties. It can be purchasing your first home. So some of you might be about to embark on that, or building a home, or something to do with the projects around the home. Some of you could be renovating or selling a home as well. When this card turns up with the rainbow in the background, it's fairly fortuitous, and it generally means good tidings and good luck will come with you concerning your foundation and achievements around the home sector. Now, this can be a new job, and some of you may shift home to go to a new job in a new area of life, and that ties in really well with this destiny card as well. So heaps of different messages from within here. What it can also indicate is that it can be that you are moving into a happier home environment, especially if you have been in one that has been troublesome or out of balance or out of kilter. This feels as though there's some sort of lightening coming, a freeing up of energy. So quite nice cards from the John Holland deck. The 4 of those arrived at once, so I think we'll leave it with that at this point in time. I've pulled 4 decks out for you to be involved in for the reading. So let's see what comes for numerology for you. Creativity, exactly. And the wands are the creative sign in life, and you had the 2 wands that have come out, and that is the number 3. I also look at it with the yellow, and the yellow of course is intellect, and we find our creativity through our thoughts. But creativity also requires a degree of daydreaming and the letting go of control. Often we'll come up with our most resourceful creativity and ideas when we are in a bit of a state of daydreaming. Oh my goodness, they just shot off, and there's a whole bunch of them down here. So I'll just retrieve them. But I don't think we will use them all. There's a bit of energy around. The cards jumped off, the camera's all shifted. I'm just going to, there were a whole lot. I haven't really looked at them, but we'll shuffle them and just pick a couple from here. Spiritual partnership, that's really lovely as well. I think you could say a spiritual partnership is almost the opposite of this one. This one has a very base feeling, like a very lower vibrational feeling, because it often brings out that unbalance within us. But a spiritual relationship, on the other hand, is of a higher vibrational frequency, and it often comes through our minds, which we just talked about briefly with the creativity and the intellect. But more importantly, with this light that comes through here, this is where a spiritual relationship will come through for you through the mind, the crown chakra, and also through the heart area. And you will find this great warmth of support and love and caring and connection. And possibly for a lot of you, in a spiritual relationship term, a connection to past life experiences together as well. So let's just see what else pops out of here. This is for Libra for February. Perseverance, another number 4. So 2 number 4s there next to each other. And I think the perseverance could be patched up really well with these obstacles and challenges, of which I said they were temporary anyhow. But perseverance, working through the situation with yourself, ideas, concepts, or with other people, and also perseverance in knowing that any cycles like this are on the cusp of change, and that the brighter, happier energies of this other 4 are coming your way, especially if you focus on them and allow that vibrational energy to enter into your daily life and into your spiritual awareness as well. So with that, we will take a look at some of these for you. These are the Pixies and Elementals. I haven't had them out for a while. You're the first to get them out for these readings for February. Assertiveness. Yes, stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. Again, we're getting more confirmation of regaining strength being able to step free of any bondage or holds that may have been taking place for you that could have been subjugating you or putting you into a place of loss, lack, or fear, or worry. And whether this is your own being, like your own feeling of being locked in or worried or unable to escape from something that you've experienced or created, or whether this is involving someone else who has had this hold over you and created a feeling of lack or loss or fear. This assertiveness will be coming through to you as you gain the momentum to prepare yourself for the changes of the Destiny card and the Wheel of Fortune as that all rolls around for you and allows this freedom. I'm not going to say escape because that's the wrong word. It's definitely a freedom. Escape sounds like as if one might be desperate or in a hurry. There's no need to be in a hurry because you will have perseverance and assertiveness to apply to any lower vibrational energies around you. And with assertiveness and perseverance, you'll win no matter what. This could even be things like at work with co-workers that have been mistreating you, or not where you might have felt there was an unfair or unbalanced situation where you haven't been considered appropriately or you haven't been treated well. So the temptation of the Devil card can span many, many different areas. And in fact, it also represents the Capricorn energy as well. So it could even represent a Capricorn person in your life. The pregnancy card has flipped out. Sometimes this does refer to pregnancies literally. So someone might be pregnant around you. It could be yourself. It could be a partner or a family member or friend. Now, the other thing is, it says on the card, the birth of a child brings great blessings to you in the world. And we talked about families before and growing families, extended families. So this can be a new child coming into your life that comes to live with you. So it might be a slightly older child like this that you perhaps meet, form friendships with, or becomes part of a family member or a team unit as well. And for some of you, you might fall pregnant, and this might have been a long-awaited pregnancy as well. As I say, these are the times of change. Let's see what else is in here for Libra for February from the elementals. Ask for what you want, and you have to ask. If you don't ask, you're stopping the flow of giving and receiving. So if you forget to ask your higher self or your celestial helpers or the cosmic universe or the collective conscious, what's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing happens, nothing changes, and you just sit there going, whoa, this is great, I'm not enjoying this. So you must ask for what it is you want. Emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. And we've seen this with this ability for the time and energy is right to be able to move away from anything that hasn't been positive for you. And even this one, which is not really necessarily that significant in terms of this emotional healing, because you haven't actually had many negative cards in your reading. You've had more messages coming in, not so much showing negativity. But for those of you who have needed some sort of emotional healing, this again is an opportunity, a window of time in which this could possibly happen. You may be, because of the Destiny card, I think is our major card in the whole deck. And I often say when it comes out, it really does portend this great change. And she's holding her hand, as I said, on her hearts. Maybe there was more than one heart that was hurt or wounded in the situation. But the heart is emanated here and has this beautiful green healing glow around it. The emotional healing is there as this destiny comes in to take place. And just remember, it could be quite a long-term process, but I think that you will grow immensely from it and you will feel this freeing up. If we look at the last card that came in, we have summer. So this is a timing card. Now, we have 2 summers on the planet at any one time. So consequently, here in the southern hemisphere, it is our summer now. So for some of you, this might be an answer coming soon. It doesn't mean it's a whole wheel of evolution right now, but something about emotional healing, or this new home, or finding an answer to this, or allowing this to move out might be happening soon. For the northern hemisphere, it could be referring to much later in the year for you guys as things work through. You know, as I said, it's a slow turning wheel. But it doesn't just have to be referring to the emotional healing. This can be referring to something that you are planning or have already put into action. For some of you, this could be something like a potential change of job, or a holiday you're planning, or a potential sale of the house, or buying a new house. These may be a little bit further away than right now, but you're putting the plans into place. With that in mind, let us look at the last card for the reading, and we will see what is in here for Libra to finish their reading off, something that they can focus on and meditate with to help them through these periods of change of February. And remember, guys, it's a leap year. Yay! We have one more day in February, the 29th. Be still, number 5. So I'm going to read to you from the book because I find that the book is very powerful. I will just move these out of the way. To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. Be still, breathe. Find that well of tranquility and serenity within you. There are times when life feels chaotic. Circumstances and relationships test and challenge you with conflicting emotions and inner storms. Sometimes your emotions are felt deeply, and you may have moments of outbursts that express pain and inner rage. Feel the emotions and try to understand what has come forth from you. See the origins from which this reaction was born. There will always be triggers, dear one, and storms will pass. But how you react makes all the difference to the severity and longevity of the storm. Who you are is best seen when you are challenged, pressured, and put to the test. Will you react with rage, spite, and bitterness, or with peace, love, and compassion? If you react with anger and spite, do not be disheartened. Simply see that this is where you are at this time. Be gentle with yourself and go within to explore the deepest recesses of your hidden self. Find the root of why your reactions are so. Send this part of you love and compassion and feel the healing light of love spreading through your entire being. You are the love, peace, and tranquility and serenity that you seek. It is you. Know it, feel it, and be it. Be the peace that others seek. Be the stillness that others crave. Be the compassion that others need. In this stillness there is clarity and peace. So go forth and be that gentle voice that calms the storm. And there's a mantra you can use for that. Great Spirit, lead me to the still waters within myself so that I may find peace. And the associated chakras are the sacral and the solar plexus. Be still. Even reading it brought a sense of calm. It's a lovely set of cards, this, from Nari Anastasia. And some of the words, each time you read one of the different cards, they seem to create this subtle background energetic connection or feeling. And that one certainly brought in a degree of calm and peace and stillness. And I think too, with so much going on in the world, so much happening, we're often really, really just banging around so fast paced that we forget to be still, that we don't set an alarm clock to be still. We only set our alarm clocks to get up and start racing and getting into action. So maybe that's something that could really benefit you as you journey into February at the beginning of this new decade, finding moments of stillness from within and caring compassion for yourself and then for others, of course, as well.